You ever felt like spirits or entities or evil or higher forces are trying to stop you from reaching your highest potential? If so, then you might want to just tap in with this video. Because I'm Sincere Seven, and I represent the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit as well as the House of Genesis. And we deal with altered states of consciousness, healing, as well as relationships. And this is my today's cushion coffee with a cap. You know, my talks. For those of y'all who knew, you know what I'm saying. I do cushion coffee with a cap. We'll sit, drink a little coffee, smoke a little kush, take a mushroom microdose, a little capsule, and we'll discuss, deeper things going on. So that's what I want to talk about today. You know, uh, the ideas that something is trying to stop me from reaching my highest potential. So me personally, I don't tell people that. I don't feel good about that. Me personally, let me tell you, as a practitioner, one of my rules, even when we have classes and we're dealing with administration practitioner and facilitators, I always tell my students one thing that we don't do is we don't speak against other practitioners' practices unless they're doing something that lacks integrity. And we need to keep people safe. But outside of that, if people have a different idea of something, that's on them. And it ain't for me to speak negatively about them because I feel differently. Yesterday, I was scrolling social media and I seen a post that said, as practitioners, and when I read that, instantly it caught me. It caught my attention. Like, wait, I'm a practitioner. What's going on? What needs to be discussed? What needs to be thought about? What needs to be considered with our clients, right? So I clicked on it and it said, as practitioners, we need to know that when these clients are coming to us, they have evil spirits and entities attached to them. Why would I project that onto every client that's coming to me? That's why I said, let's have this discussion. Who's telling people these things? Because what I found is that the very people that sometimes are telling people things are also telling them how to solve those things. You got a negative entity attached to you, and you need to do A, B, and C. Now, can I show how A, B, and C is going to affect you, is going to assist you, and is going to alter or transmute these changes or experiences that you're going through? No. That's the mystical. The mystical people will tell you you can't. It's mystical. Cool. Does it work? All right. Then you have some that specialize in the body and the mind. And they'll tell you that these are issues with you, they're problems, they're mental disorders, you have anxiety, you have depression, you have. Now let's be clear, you quite possibly might have those things, but I do not like projection. I don't like projection. I don't like people telling other people that they have an evil spirit attached to them, or that they have depression, or that now those people can come tell me that. That's okay with me. If a person tells me I have an evil spirit within me, or a person tells me I feel like or I think I'm suffering from depression, or whatever that now I call that self-diagnosing. Let's be clear. I've got respect for the people in my community. I've gotten so much respect that there's no way that a person is going to come and tell me, I think I have an issue with my foot. And I say, well, I'm the specialist. I know better than you, and I think it's something wrong with your head. It's a balance. I'm not going to take you, I'm not going to take you to the point where if you tell me, hey, I think I got this and I need ayahuasca, I got this negative entity and I need an exorcism, so I need ayahuasca. I'm going to take into consideration all the things that you're saying, but nowhere am I going to allow you to, you know what I'm saying, self-medicate with the use of me, to suggest to me, because see, that's what I think that a lot of people do. Why? Because there's a cost with it. Oh, I need this. And I'll be like, oh, all right, come on, let me give you that. You didn't need ayahuasca. Sure, I could charge you $500, $700, $800, $1,000 and give you a ceremony. And then when it don't work, be like, oh, that wasn't it. Okay, well, how do you want to, because you said, and if you feel like, so now, but no, I'm not one of them people. And this is why I'm bringing up what I'm bringing up, is because I feel like a lot of times people project ideas onto people, and if you don't know, then you'll accept it. Oh, I got an evil entity in me. Okay, got you. Now, while I'm moving, while I'm talking, while I'm going wherever I'm going, I'm accepting the fact, becoming comfortable. No, not the fact. I'm accepting the projection. So now it's insertion. And I'm walking around feeling like, thinking, and projecting to others that I have evil entities within me. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have a calling. You've got a calling, and your calling is getting louder and louder. And you don't know. So you're like, okay, I need to go see some people because I don't know what this is, because you don't. But then the people you go to see, they project some shit onto you. And now since you don't know, you take it on face value. And now you think that you are possessed and you're trying to get these evil spirits out of you the whole time. You have a higher calling. You have a higher calling. Those aren't voices in your heads. Those are voices that are being heard by your soul. Those ain't depression. It's understanding that your walk and what you're supposed to be doing is something different. You're supposed to quit that job. You're supposed to quit that lifestyle. You're supposed to pull back from all the friends and family and the people that you had around you because you was on some bullshit. And they wasn't serving your highest purpose, nor were they functional for your goal, for your journey. Sometimes depression is a lineup for a blessing. But we got these people who call themselves healers because they took mushrooms two years ago. Now they feel like they can tell you that you got depression, that you got evil entities, that you got all of this shit that they projecting onto you. Why? So you can come do this work. I mean, you asked me a question, right? So you trust me. So if you ask me a question and you trust me that much, well, let me tell you. Glad you trust me. Trust me enough to give you some money so I can give you what you need. And then you give them the money and they give you whatever the fuck it was that they felt like that they had for you. And my question to you is, did it work? Did it solve your problem? Did it alleviate the disease? Did it alleviate the uncomfort? Did it alleviate whatever? Because let's be clear, even the mere placebo is going to cause you to feel a little bit better about something. It's like when I give people snake venom. I like to ask them at the end, like, yo, what I'm saying? How you feeling? Whoa. And some people be like, I ain't feeling shit. And I'd be like, oh, okay, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And then some people be like, ooh, I can feel my kundalini rising and I can feel like my fears releasing and I can feel, and I'm not saying they're wrong. I don't know. Like everybody's different, but I do be amazed that you feel all of that because most people don't feel nothing until at least the second one. So it'd be like, damn. And I have to ask myself, is this really that powerful that they're feeling that, or is it placebo kicking in? I know that I did something, and I know that I feel good about what I did, and I know that I feel like it's going to help me, and that mindset might have helped me, literally, right? So the placebo is definitely needed. I always say I don't want to take up no clients who got no SIBO. You have to have placebo for me to accept you as a client. But that's not it. Also, I don't project. You know, I have clients sometimes call me with the understanding of what I do, and they'll call me, and by the end of the conversation, they're trying to figure out what's my cash app, where they make a payment at, and what medicine we about to do. And I got to tell them, there was no way I'm about to fucking prescribe you anything. For what? Like, we ain't even talked. We ain't even talked. Like, we haven't went through exploratory anything. You haven't told me your life. You haven't told me your experiences. You haven't told me your traumas. You haven't told me your diet. You haven't told me your sleeping patterns. You haven't told me any of that. So for me to be like, oh, this is the medicine you need, I don't know that. Are you escaping your body and you need a medicine to bring you back in your body? Are you stuck replaying and revisiting and doubting, and you so in your body that you can't allow for a change, and we need to get the fuck you out of your body? See, this is healing work is custom. If you go somewhere and they just give you what was on the shelf already, I got ayahuasca on the shelf. I got mushrooms on the shelf. I got San Pedro on the shelf. I got these microdoses on the shelf. I got this bufo on the shelf. I got this snake venom on the shelf. I got this Campbell on the shelf. You come here. We had an hour conversation. I'm not looking at the shelf. No, I literally an hour conversation. I'm starting to go, okay. I can see what's going on with you now. Now, what's your history? Where do you come from? What have you experienced? Because what's going on with you and what you've experienced has a lot to do with how you see this shit, how you're approaching it. When you say, I think that there's a lot of evil, negative spirit, well, I know you have a religious background. And just smoking a little weed is going to make you feel guilty and make you feel like you're sinning. Now there might be punishment attached to that. Now there might be, let's talk about it. Let's go through it. What are your traumas? Trauma is the body's and the mind's creative ways of dealing with negative things. They're not the negative things that happen to you. They're the way that you respond to them. A lot of people traumatized, they don't even know it. Because they be like, no, I'm cool. I don't got a problem with sex. I had sex with anybody. It's not uncomfortable in me at all. Right, because of trauma. So we need to be careful about allowing people to project things onto us. How is there a spirit trying to keep you from your greater good when your spirit is not even trying to keep you to getting to your greatest good? If you are not meditating every day, praying, meditating, doing yoga, your diet on point 100%, your motherfucking health and fitness on point, if all of that shit is not 100%, at least 90%, where the fuck it should be, then there's high doubt in my mind that anything is trying to keep you from getting to your greatest good. No evil entity is trying to keep you from getting to your greatest good if you're not even practicing at your greatest good. Doesn't make sense. That's like me laying on the couch, playing video games all day, never practicing in basketball, and when my man come and slap my foot and say, move your foot so I can sit next to you. Man, you trying to stop me from being the best ball player I could ever be. How? Nigga, I'm trying to get you to move your feet so I can sit next to you and you can do nothing with your life the way you have been. No disrespect. I'm not calling nobody out. I am, for whatever reason, I trigger people and things really easily. Don't fucking lose sight of what we're talking about. Don't take offense. I'm not saying these things to be disrespectful. I'm saying them to cause a row because I have to tell myself that shit sometimes. Like, dog, you on some bum shit and you ain't moved in 2-3 days. Dog, you on some hoe shit. You ain't did what you supposed to do. Dog, you on some weak ass nigga shit because you letting this affect you in this way instead of responding this way. I talk to myself this way. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat when I talk to others. That's why some people don't like me as their healer, I'd be like, yo, get somebody else to do it. You want a healer that will sugarcoat and that will comfort you and tell you everything is light and love and namaste and you're doing your best. It's okay. No, you're not doing your best because you did what you said you wasn't going to do, and that's unacceptable. I'm not going to cuddle you because that's not going to assist you. It's not going to save your fucking life, and it's not going to help you to bring forward the changes that you want made. I'm prior service military. I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm that healer. I'm that alchemist that's going to bring about changes, not make you comfortable. Because those two things don't go together. Because your change is on the other side of your discomfort. Let's be clear. I ain't never met nobody who got bigger in the fucking gym and didn't go home and be like, damn, my muscles hurt. If I speak to you for 2.5 hours, I don't offend you. I don't make you mad, upset, bothered, or anywhere where your nervous system got furled up. I'm bullshitting you, and you need to stop fucking with me. But when person's saying shit is causing you to look and to think and to be like, ooh, wait a minute now, hold on. Is this me too? Yeah, too. Not just you too, because me too. That's why I know. I don't, none of the changes that I've had and that I've made were made by cuddling myself or coddling myself or having mercy or sympathy or compassion. We have those things when they're needed. And when you're trying to make a change, that's not when they're needed. We need to separate the healing path and the realization path. The realization, you get a week at tops. Once we realize, all right, there's no more compassion for the actions once you've realized. No, we realize you get drunk and you abuse your mate, and it's unacceptable. Now that we've realized it and acknowledged it, there's no more compassion to it. The compassion is when you're realizing it the first time, only because you realizing you ain't shit. And we can have compassion in that. And once we address that, now let's change. From that day forward, it will never be no more compassion towards that action. As soon as you start drinking, the compassion is gone. What the fuck is you doing? So definitely once you get to the point where you put your hands on your mate, ain't no compassion. Matter of fact, we've already discussed that when you go outside of self, there needs to be some type of what? Punishment or penalty. You need to not see that person. They need to be away from you. You need to understand there needs to be a balanced reward and punishment within actions, within individuals. And that's what a lot of us have missed out on. Nobody taught you that. Nobody gave you that understanding. And that balance is so fucking thrown off now. A lot of times it's not that no negative entities are coming against you. It's that you're being punished for your actions. There are consequences to the shit you're doing. And you're living them out. Just like ain't no angel came and gave you or did when you were conducting yourself under righteous pretenses and blessings come. I'm not saying Oshun or your ancestors don't exist or don't work for you. I'm saying that was not what that is. And you have to understand that to understand that is not what that is when you're going through some fucked up shit and you think it's some negative entities is trying to stop you from being your greatest self. When you think that there's demonic forces that are at play that are doing what? Who are you? And again, it's not a diss. I'm saying, are you walking in your full purpose? Are you a healer? Are you a priestess? Are you a shaman? Are you a whatever the fuck it is that you think that your gift to the world is? Are you exercising in your highest, greatest potential? Because if you're not, nobody's trying to stop you from doing shit. Nobody needs to come against you when you're not on point. Nobody needs to distract you when you're not focused. Oh, y'all talking about Diddy. Y'all so distracted. Distracted from what? If I may ask. Distracted from what? You have to be focused to get distracted. These people keep telling you all of this is a distraction. From what? And then when they say it's a distraction from, and they give what it's from, you shut the fuck up. That's a distraction too. No, but it's a distraction from them playing with the weather. Like, oh, that shit is so 1999 conspiracy. I've been collecting all, like, what the fuck? Okay, and how is that a distraction? What the fuck are you doing about it? Let me ask you a question. HARP is what it's called. HAARP, right? HARP is the ability to alter the weather, the patterns, all of that. Why do we as a community need to be focused on that? Because if Diddy is distraction from HARP, well, what the fuck is the point of being focused on HARP? Do you have the ability or capability to alter or stop the HARP in any way? Because I served time in the military. I was a combat engineer. I know about classifications and about security clearances and about people who have the ability to do, alter, stop, or change things, and how individuals will send out people to go and stop, alter, or change that. Me being aware that HARP exists is no threat to anybody. Me being focused on HARP is no benefit to anybody. Can I change it? So we got a bunch of people telling you you're distracted from things, and then they're telling you the things that you should be focused on, and those things are distractions, because none of that, knowing about none of that shit is going to help you to get to your greatest motherfucking good. It's not going to assist you to getting to your highest level of. Because at your highest level of, then you might be able to do something about the HARP. You might be able to do something about the government and the secret societies and the people who are doing this and all of this shit. And to those people, Diddy is not a distraction. Diddy is something that they need to be fucking focused on, because they're on the same fucking level. And whatever the fuck he was doing, it has a lot of other people focused on that because of whatever parts they played or didn't play. See, what y'all seeing is the trickle down from that. None of the shit that you hear about in social media is a distraction. All of it is real. All of it is something. All of it isn't important to you. No, you're not on that level. But to the people, to the sex workers who were in the rooms with Diddy and those other people, that shit is not a fucking distraction. They need to be focused. Oh, I need to be, because there's things going on around this. There's things, there's people doing damage control. There's, no, I need to be focused on this so I can employ what needs to be employed so I can be safe. That's why I don't be listening to people who, like, everybody who, I'm going to tell y'all real 100 shit. Whenever I see and hear projections from people, I know those are the people do not listen to. We have people who will tell you don't watch the news, and they are more destructive to your nervous system and to your emotions than the news is. Y'all know that they made these forest fires. Y'all know that they are trying to take our babies and drink their blood. Y'all know that I would rather watch the fucking news. At least the news is talking about things they fucking know about. These people talking about things that they heard about. And these spark their fucking nervous system, their spiritual weakness, and creates thoughts, ideas, and projections. And then they go on social media and share them as if they're spiritual fucking, like, who the fuck, like, oh, I told somebody, I seen a post the other day that said, as practitioners, we need to know, listen to this, as practitioners, all of us, we need to know, definite, that when these clients, shame, come to us, they have evil spirits attached to them. End of post. I read it like, wait, all of your clients, every one of them? So that's just how you look at them. When a person says, hey, I need your assistance, you go, come on in, talk to me, you evil spirit having motherfucker. Whatever you about to say is because them goddamn evil spirits in you. I don't think that you should trust that practitioner. I don't think that you should trust any practitioners who project. I already know you got some evil shit on you, but it's cool. You can tell me what you're going through. I already know you traumatized. I already know it's your sexual shit. Oh, I already know you mad at your mama. Oh, I already know. You already, the fuck, I ain't even paid the deposit yet. Projections. These people are projecting shit onto y'all that don't belong to y'all. And some of them is inserting, making insertions. Projecting is saying some shit. Insertions is literally, like, insertions is when you leave from talking to that person, you believe in or saying the same thing about you that they just told you. They just inserted into your consciousness that you have negative or evil entities fucking with you. Are there people out there that might have evil entities? Yes. Are there people out there that might have had some evil roots and magic put on them? Yes. Are there people that might have had some traumas and they're traumatic? Yes. Are there people who might be angry at the world and their own self-anger? Yes. But I don't know what the fuck it is until we sit and have a discussion. Just because you've been going through some fucked up shit, I've told some people straight to their face, after sitting here for 2.5 hours and you telling me everything that's been going on with you over the last 7 years, there is no negative evil entity that is fucking attacking you. You are going through what's called karma. You have been an ain't shit, ratchet, foul, vigilant, fucked up motherfucker for the last 6 years, and now you have decided that you want to be better. And you think because you went through a ceremony and now over the last 6 months, you've been talking to people better and treating people better, that you don't have to pay for the shit you did. You are wrong. Ain't no fucking evil spirits on you. You're going through your fucking repercussions of your actions. You're going through your karma and you have to live it out. You have to accept that shit as openly and with as much motherfucking chest open as you did the shit to the other people. And you should be able to recognize it. Anytime karma came back to me, I knew this was, this is, you know what, when I did this to so-and-so, that's, okay. All right, I'll take that. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's mine. I put that out there. I made that bed. I got to lay in it. I don't need no exorcism. I don't need no assistance. I don't need no mushroom journey. I don't need no shaman to pray over me. I don't need nobody to rub no chickens on me and kill it. I don't need nothing except for now. That don't mean everybody who's going through some fucked up shit is just your karma. Again, none of this is across the board. And that's what I'm saying. There are people out there that you might need some spiritual work. You might need to go see an Ifa and get that chicken. I'm not knocking none of the works. Don't get it twisted. I'm knocking the projections onto people that they need these things. Even as a worker, even as a medicine worker, even as a shaman, I'm never projecting. People come to me ready to spend money on ceremonies, and I tell them, you don't need ceremony. You need a fucking conversation. You're not going through no motherfucking spiritual shit. You just got a divorce 2 months ago. Your motherfucking son went through this. You're going through a lot of fucked up shit, and you need to integrate this. You need to vent. You need to get this shit off your chest. That don't take a 7-gram trip all the time. Let's take a microdose and sit here on some cacao and talk for 2-3 hours. My cushion coffees with a cap, they like $60 for the first 2 hours. No, $100 for the first 2 hours, $60 each additional hour. 2 hours, $100, as opposed to $1,000 for this and for that and taking you through all of this deep because I can get some money from you. No. Stop letting these people tell you what you need and you ain't even told them what the fuck you been through yet. They don't know your sign. They don't know your human design. They don't know your fucking history. They don't know your story. They don't know none of that, but they already know what medicine you need. Come on, man. Oh, because the ancestors told them, come on, man. Come on, man. You can't come and talk to me and I got a connection with your ancestors. It's not that quick. I ain't even greeted them on the altar yet. A lot of people used to come through us because the altar work was done first, because the dream work was done first, because their ancestors told them, go see this person. And let me tell you how we knew that. Because when people would come and they would be telling me everything they're going through and what caused them to show up where they were at, I would say, do you have an altar? And 90% of the time they would say, yes. And if they said no, it was through a connection with somebody else's altar. Somebody told them, I'm gonna put something on the altar for you. You don't have an altar, I'm gonna put this on the altar, I'm gonna pray for you. So people was coming through us, to us. Your ancestors had already knew that you needed us. They ain't talk to me. For what? I don't know who the fuck you are. Why the fuck would they talk to me? They told you to come see me. So for me to tell you, yeah, your ancestors already gave me a message for you. No, they didn't. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that they might have, because for your ancestors to send you to me, then I operate differently. I operate differently. Listen to what I'm saying, which is why I'm telling people, be cautious about other people telling you shit. I'm not much of a teller. I don't reveal too much of shit. I'm a problem solver. You already know what the problem is when you get to me. And a lot of times people come to me telling me this is the problem. And I'm going, I got ready to solve it. And let me just let you know that that is not your problem. What made you tell me that? That's what's making me create this video, y'all. Because this is more often than not, is people coming to me with preconceived understandings and notions about what they're going through. And it never be that. They be thinking that they got negative, evil entities in them. They don't. They be thinking that they got spirits fucking with them, fucking them over. They don't. Sometimes they do. But I just want y'all to be cautious and be slow. Yeah, take time. A practitioner asking you for money and giving you what you need on the first date is like me asking for a woman for some pussy, or her asking me for some money on the first date. It's a red flag. God damn, this is the first time we talk. We already talking about fucking? I mean, I'm cool with fucking. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just kind of nervous that you was so amped to get right into conversating about fucking. I want to know who you are. I want to know how you feel. I want to know, you know what I mean, what turns you on. I want to know what turns you off. I want to know your fears. I want to know your inhibitions. I want to know who you are, because how can I have sex with you and I don't know you? Sex is sharing your mental, emotional, spiritual, here's another one, and physical with another person, and trying to bring those to find ecstasy in the mixing of those into one. A lot of y'all having sex with people whose spiritual energy, mental and emotional energy is actually compulsive and repulsive to you. And you wonder why you can't orgasm. Why we know about foreplay and sex, but we don't know about exploratory conversations in the healing realms. Okay, hold on. Pelea Asset. I'm sorry if I'm chopping that up. Bro said, you don't need a shroom journey. I know a healer who insists every client needs a shroom journey, and everyone couldn't handle it. That was his answer for everything. Right. You took that person into some shit that they not only didn't need, but works against them. And when it went wrong, you tried to make it seem like that's because of them. They're weak. They couldn't handle it because their spirit was off, because they weren't doing the works. No, they did not fucking need that medicine. They got high blood pressure and you're giving them chemotherapy, you bastard. Because you don't know what the fuck you doing. You need to take your healing work as seriously as you take your sexual listen, your spiritual hygiene should be as serious, if not more, than your sexual hygiene. So if a nigga can just meet you and fuck on you in the first day without giving you any, and I ain't talking about energy exchange. We've all had that, where it's like there was the energy and we knew whatever this energy was, I'm okay with it, let's get it. I'm talking about as a practice. Because if you come into healing, if you come into sitting down with a healer and y'all just, as soon as y'all sat and y'all connected and y'all talk, and it was like they knew and they understood, and I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like where, okay, we just had discussions. We just had a discussion. It's like it was the first day. All right, cool. Now we in the car and I'm putting my hand in your cock. Like, wait a minute. Why? What the fuck is going on? Where's the safety? Where's the acceptance? Where's the comfort? Where's the vulnerability? Because all of that has to be present for intimacy. Shout out to Todd Whitty of the Condor Approach teaching the roadmap of intimacy. Oh my goodness, look into it. It is phenomenal. Women who have a problem with intimacy and having orgasms, and even men, look into it. The Condor Approach, Todd and Cole Whitty. Todd Whitty created the Roadmap to Intimacy class, and it is one of the greatest things that I've ever been able to introduce to a lot of my clients as well as myself. It has assisted me in my approach to intimacy because although I can be something to a lot of people, I'm very uncomfortable with receiving. I be a great mate. I'm a great man to many women. But for me to receive a woman and to feel like, oh, she's mine, she cares about me, she loves me, I can trust. Yeah, I have difficulty with intimacy. And that's what that is. That understanding. And there's a roadmap to it. First, there's tolerance. I first have to be able to tolerate you. Then I have to be able to accept you. Right? Because if I can't tolerate you, I'm definitely not going to accept you. I can't tolerate your fucking smell, your fucking voice, how you look. If there's no tolerance, there'll never be acceptance. Once I get to acceptance, okay, now we can get to the next. And there's stages all the way up into intimacy, the actual, now I'm in the realm of intimacy. And there's a roadmap to get into it. Healing, to find a healer, and for a healer to find a client, it is an intimate thing. You don't just go tell any fucking healer, okay, this is my traumas, this is the fuck I went through. All right, give me my fucking healing. All right, thank you, bye. It's not gonna work like that. I can't help everybody heal. I can't. There's some clients that are just not for me. It's not I understand why, and you triggered because so what we gonna do about, I'm not gonna do nothing about it. He ended up being a fraud. He sounds like a fraud. A lot of high frequency healers do have issues with deep intimacy. We know too much. We feel too much. We see too much. Exactly. You got to think. Like, I specialize in healing basic women with traumas, violations, all of these. Like people who don't feel safe with men. I'm that dude who gives them this feeling of safety and then helps to heal. And, right? So for me, again, having this intimacy with all of these women and them sharing how they express this unhealthy version of love, it has me like, damn, I get it. And that's why I don't want it. Right? And so it's like, I want love, but I'm so paranoid about when it's being offered that it is the unhealed version, that me becoming intimate with somebody is like, I'll take the love, but let me be careful with the intimacy. I'll take the love the way you're giving it, like acceptance. But as far as me feeling intimate and like diving all the way in and allowing myself to trust all the way, it's very rare. I can come, but orgasms is very rare for me. Just like there's a lot of women who can't experience orgasms because your safety has to be there. You can come, you know what I'm saying? You can come and they can make you nut, but an orgasm, no, like where you fully just let go and just nothing matters. I feel safe enough where just in giving yourself, same thing. This is where a lot of us have a issue with. It's because of the roadmap to intimacy. It's the safety, it's the tolerance, it's the acceptance, it's the vulnerability. So as a healer, I always will offer these things, but to experience them, I have to have, this is where when you hear people say healers heal other healers, you have people who have these relationships, me being poly, because the woman I'm with, I love. But sometimes the things that she does causes me to my logic ceiling to shut down, and I still need some form of love or acceptance or vulnerability to assist me with opening that back up. This is why I'm poly. It's somebody else that will give me that sense of safety, that will reassure me that I can open back up, that I can trust, that I can understand what she's going through, why she did what she did, why she's operating the way she's operating, why she's expressing herself, and still needs and wants love. See? So this is an all the way around thing. So we need to be aware of what we're experiencing internally instead of letting other people project things onto us, insert other things into us that we did not give consent to. That's why I'll say, I have something that's coming up, or I have an idea, or I have a thought about something. Are you open to hearing it? And this is purely a projection. Before I say it, I'm projecting. This might not be you, but I'm going to say that, I don't know, I feel or think that you could possibly be, boom. Now, your nervous system and your emotions has the option of saying, let me be comfortable with that and see how that feels in me. You know what? I can feel where in me I can see where I do that, or I say that, or it's possibly this, or nah, I don't really feel that. Like, you say that, but that don't sit right with me. I don't feel like I'm got no evil entities. I'm just feeling like I'm angry, motherfucker. Not evil or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, because it's all the way around. That's been me to the point where I went celibate for the last year. Trust is safe enough of others because they will end or advertently affect us. You know what? Yes. And the celibacy thing, for me, this is what I always talk about. Like, healing is custom. For me, it didn't help. It hindered because I was always told to shut up. I was always told to be quiet. I was always told to keep my urges to myself, my wants, my desires. Shh, that's what celibacy is. This is why some of my clients, I don't tell them you need celibacy. I'll tell them you need to go out and become comfortable with having sex as a practice. Like this idea that you need to be in love with somebody to have sex. No, separate that. I need you to separate the two. I need you to go out and have sex with somebody you're attracted to and be very verbal with them that, hey, no, I ain't trying to look for nothing in the future. I don't want to be in a bar, but I have been attracted to you and I would like to have sex with you. That's been what I've advised or invited my clients to do. And some of them have leaned into what I was saying and seen exactly what the fuck I was saying and was able to separate these ideas that are seldom fused into people's minds. Because a lot of times, like even me saying, go have sex with some people with no strings attached, it's like, why would you do that? If you feel like that, you probably one of them people need to do that. Just like if I'm telling you, oh, well, you know, you need to make sure that you got a loving relationship and there's a bond between y'all before you do. Like, why would you tell them that? I feel it's different for women having wombs as energy centers, people's succubus off of us. Yeah, when you don't know. That's why sometimes you need to be in control of your sex. You need to go out and tell a nigga, look him dead in his face and say, hey, I'm fucking you. I want to fuck you. Don't call me after the day, but I want to have sex with you and I want to enjoy it. Because you've been taught, or women have been taught, that their sexual urges, their sexual expressions, their sexual exceptions is wrong. You're a whore. You're a whore. Meanwhile, I'm over here fucking 3 women in the same week, busting their ass down, trying to get them to orgasm. Are they whores? Am I a whore? You know what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming from as far as having a womb and being a woman and all of that and how you need to walk differently with your sexuality. That is a fact. I'm not disputing that. But how can you know how to walk in your sexuality if you don't own it yet? It has been owned by men. They have relinquished ownership, which is okay. You're taking it back. But have you used it yourself yet? Just because somebody gave you something back and said, only use it when you're with us. No, that's yours. You use it how you want, when you want, however you want, and release the shame from it. Only then can you move forward in a way of self-respect, dignity, and power. All these women talking about their power. This is how you get your power back. And it could be. Again, this ain't for everybody. Seven said that we all need to be just fucking for no reason. No. I said that there were certain clients that I've told that. And there's certain clients I told, yo, you need to go celibate. You need a good 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. No shame, which either one of them. Because it's some things is for some people. Some of them, I'm good. Energy fetters, etc. I love sex. No issue with it. Need the right energy partner, though. Well, if you're looking to exchange an energy, that's another thing. All of these projections about what things are. People keep saying that sex is energy exchange. Sex is energy exchange. I can have sex and hold on. What energy? Let me be more specifically. Instead of just riding like that, what energy? Physical energy, mental energy, emotional energy, spiritual energy. Remember what I said, sex is those four things coming together when it's done right. And right for functional of the highest form of magic. But I can go into sex with just one of those intentional. I can go into sex with some physical energy at play. That's it. This is the point of what we're doing. Physical energy. I have had people come to me and say, hey, I want to have sex magic. I know you know about that shit. I know that, I've heard whatever. And so let's do that. Okay. That's that. That's magical energy. That's that. No romance, no love, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So these ideas that are given to people is where the shame comes from. When, you can't just have sex with it. I have sex with whoever the fuck I want. Oh, well, you're gonna be and this is gonna get you, and that's gonna get you, and that's gonna get y'all. It's gonna get y'all because you're sexually weak, or your spiritual hygiene is low, or your sexual hygiene is low, or your attractional hygiene. You know why I don't be worried about most of that shit? I'm not attracted to the low vibrational motherfuckers. I'm not attracted to motherfuckers who be having all of these different issues, diseases, concerns, all of that. Now, some of them might be attracted to me, but my thing, what I be attracted to, I know what I'm attracted to. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm attracted to women who don't have STDs. No, I'm saying that everything in life comes with energy. And if we learn how to read energy more and stop listening to projections and putting a judgment on every fucking single thing, sexual energy. Sex is not one thing or all things or nothing. It is an energy that needs to be read. You can read it and you'll read high sexual energy, low sexual energy, shameful sexual energy, proud sexual energy, diseased or disrupted sexual energy, easeful and easy sexual energy. A lot of people think that being easy is a negative thing. Not all the time. I don't see that. But when we listen to people who have judgments of everything to project on, then that's the way it's perceived, and that's how everything is approached. And that's why a lot of people have problems with the things that they choose to deal with to heal. Because you're taking these things in from a place of judgment, of shame. That's why everybody talking about meditation and yoga and meditation and yoga and proper eating. Some of you all need to go and have a drink, smoke some weed, and have sex. But ain't nobody gonna say that though, because they don't want to look like something. They don't want to sound like something. They don't want the other healers to. I don't give a fuck. I know what the fuck healing is custom, and what the fuck you went through to create those dramas was custom. And a lot of that shit was unorthodox. So how the fuck is your healing gonna be the same as every fucking body else? Come and take the 7 grams of mushrooms, go in here, the dark room, lay down, and then when you come back out in the morning, you'll be fixed. Nope. You ain't even need mushrooms. That took you outside of yourself. You need something to take you inside of yourself. You really need MDMA in the fucking conversation. Healing is custom. That's right. Healing is custom. Period. And if your healer ain't trying to give you a customized, y'all remember Pimp My Ride? If your healer ain't coming to you like Exhibit, flush them. If your healer is on some Walmart shit, oh yeah, aisle 3, go grab it. Come over here, ring up right here. All right, see you. No, flush them. Your healing is custom, baby. Your traumas was custom. Your traumas was custom. The negative things you went through was custom. The way that you hid that shit for years, you found custom ways to hide it. So how the fuck is your healing gonna be standard? Now, for the standard, the standard traumas, yeah, we got standard things. Yeah, my mother cussed me a lot. I got a problem with people yelling at me. Oh, my father, he left and he wasn't around, so I got light abandonment issues. There are some standard, what we could say, like, think about it. They say that this is the last 20 to 30 years, it's been single mother households. Well, it's pretty standard that a lot of people are going to have issues with the fathers not being in the home. That's a pretty standard, right? So there are some standard things that can be addressed on some standard things, some different counseling, the MDMA counseling, cacao and kukush, cow and the booth, like whatever. It's some things that's standard. You know what I'm saying? You got an addiction, standard. Okay, Iboga. You got sexual traumas. Okay, shit. Ayahuasca. But what is the integration about? Healing ain't just addressing and sewing up. What about your physical therapy? After the broke arm has been set in a cast, all right, now the cast came off. Are we done? Let's bring you back to the point of strength where you can use that arm, because right now you can use this one, but not this one. So it's another step of healing. And stop confusing healing with character growth and development. Everybody keeps saying they're on a healing journey. Some of you all are not on a healing journey. You're on a character growth and development journey. And if you keep saying you're on a healing journey, then you keep literally keep implementing into the universe that something is wrong with you. And the universe only knows how to say you're right. You're right. Something is wrong with you. Keep looking, you'll find it. Keep looking, you'll find it. This is how magic works. For those of y'all who deal with magic, the observation of reality instantly and immediately alters that reality. This is why when magicians will cast a spell of something to happen into a crystal ball or into a vision or into the universe or wherever they might implement it, they don't go back and keep looking at it. Because every time you look at it, you alter it. Every single time you look at it, you alter it. So if you put your magic down right the first time, you ain't never got to look at it again. You know that it's going to materialize. But if you take what I'm saying and understand where the concept I'm coming from. So every time you say you're on a healing journey, this is implementing to the universe that something is wrong with you. And then every time you go to look for it, you are projecting and inserting into the universe, something's wrong with me. And now you're showing the universe exactly where you want it to be. Let me go get a mammogram. Let me go get a pap smear. Let me go get my testicles checked. Let me go get a colonoscopy. I don't do all of that shit. I never tell people go get colonoscopies unless they're telling me they are feeling a pain or a sensation, or if you got a lump in your breast, there's two things I'm going to say. Let's address it. Let's rid it. Let's figure out what it is and rid it. Now, if you want to go get it checked out, then go ahead. You get what I'm saying? But as far as like every 3 years, go get a mammogram. Every 3 years, go. And let me be clear. I'm not saying don't do these things. Y'all not me. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. I want you to go do all of that to keep yourself safe. This is not Seven saying, oh, if you really tapped into self and spirit, you won't go get all. No. I'm saying that for me, I tell people instead of go getting a yearly checkup for breast cancer, get a yearly preventive maintenance checks and services. So in other words, get copperhead venom once or twice a year. If you had breast cancer or any type of cancer and it's gone now, instead of going and looking for it once a year, no, go and make sure you eliminate it once a year. Do what eliminates it. Do snake venom once a year. So if there is any in there, then I'm already addressing it. I don't teach people to look for the worst of anything. I teach people to pay attention to what's going on and address everything immediately, right? So that way we don't have to look for anything. We will. It's like look for cautions when you're going down the road. Like no, just drive with a sense of common sense, which is watch out for everything. And if you do see something negative coming, then you respond accordingly. But I'm never driving looking for a dead body to, or looking for an IUD, or looking for a bomb, or look. That's what post-traumatic stress disorder causes you to do, to look for shit. That's some stress. Do you know how fucking crazy I felt in America, in Detroit, driving down Plymouth, pulling over because I'm not sure if what I'm looking at is an explosive that somebody has planted. Why the fuck? What, nigga, where do you think you at? That's post-traumatic stress. I don't want you looking for cancer. You came into a bout with cancer. That's like every year I need you to look around and make sure that the person who raped you isn't in your vicinity. What the fuck? No, I don't even want to think about that shit. So to go and look for it, no. Just once a year, let's just make sure it's not around. Let's get go and get the medicine that eliminates any of those cells from your body immediately. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see that, y'all. Like, so that's what I mean. Like, we got to be cautious about what we allow people to project and insert into us. We got to be very cautious. Is it a spiritual entity? How do you know that? Can you verify that? Is this negativity? Is this karma? Is this a mental disorder? Is this a spiritual blockage? Is this a sexual blockage? Is this a mental blockage? Is my diet fucked up? I invite you all to get with practitioners that are going to take more time to learn who you are and what you're going through than they are to try to get you to sign up for something. Because the truth of the matter is, the majority of the people I think that I meet don't end up doing any type of ceremonies with me. Outside of people who come about snake venom. Most of the people who come and are interested in that, they end up getting it, right? But when it comes to the spiritual healing, let me say that. For the people who feel like they fucked up, they did. A lot of times, we don't go into medicine work. It's not what's needed. You know what I'm saying? It's not what's needed. A lot of people would be like, it's shadow work and mirror magic is usually what's needed. A good friend, somebody to talk to, somebody to vent with, a safe space to let things off, a change in diet, shadow work, and mirror magic. Most people can solve their issues and never have to even come see me if they focus on those 4 things. Now, if you've done those 4 things and you're still having issues, it might be time to come see me, baby. But I think that that's a good start. A safe space to share, a change in diet, nutrition, and health, shadow work, and mirror magic. Most people can find comfort and relief if they do those 4 things. The rest of the people, they be needing some things. And that's why I always say, like, it needs to be an exploratory call. It needs to be time taken to realize these things. So I'll leave y'all with that. We had an hour mark. Like I said, I'm trying to make my videos shorter and just be to the point. So that's the point. Be careful about what you allow other people to insert and to project onto you. And if you are not operating at your highest potential, your highest self, there's no negative entities trying to stop you from gaining your momentum into being that. You got to be a threat before they send out forces to stop you. Now, if you at your shit, you doing your shit, you out here, you on top of business, you knocking them down, you signing them up, you whatever it is, and then that might be a possibility. But if you're not operating in your highest self already, ain't nothing trying to stop you from getting to your highest potential. Ain't no forces against you. You ain't got no forces with you. So there's no need. If you come to my house by your motherfucking self, you don't know martial arts, you don't have no weapons, and you at my door, and I got 10 motherfuckers in here with me, and I'm not doing shit. I don't need to go get reinforcements to come do anything to you. I'm not trying to do anything. You are. So even if these entities are focused on you, you're not doing anything to battle them. Because usually being righteous will scare off those negative entities. Dr. Sebi said diseases have a problem thriving in an alkaline diet. I'm telling y'all, negative entities have a problem thriving in a righteous environment. I love y'all, and tell somebody you love them in the language that they can understand it in. Peace.